Hey Freebs Nation, Jordan Page here, and I'm gonna show you what we packed on a trip with kids, lots of kids, and we had to pack light, so let me show you, let's do it. For those of you who don't know, I have 8 children and we travel a lot. So I've become a little bit of a packing master when it comes to traveling with little kids especially. We just got back from a trip to Disney World and Universal with our 5 older kids. I'm actually unpacking right now, so I thought I would stop and show you some of the things we brought, why, and maybe it will help you pack a little better and a little wiser for your next trip with kids, whether it's to Disney or Universal or not. Let me walk you through what we got. All right, so this is in no particular order and it's definitely not organized. I'm not lying. I just dumped everything on my bed as I was about to unpack it. And don't worry, I will grab links for everything I can and discount codes for everything I can, and I'll put them in the description. So don't worry, including this toiletries bag that I love. And I love it because it holds a ton and it hangs, which is great. So we usually bring one big toiletries bag for the family, and I have a wet pocket here that has anything that could spill and get yucky. I also like that this particular one, you can open it from the top or the bottom, which is cool. So glad that I packed these because the shampoo conditioner they had was terrible. It was worse than Hotel. So these are Viore bars, and this is a shampoo bar and a conditioner bar. I like it because it's not liquid. So you can even throw this in your carry-on bag, basically high quality shampoo or conditioner made with clean ingredients, and you just use it on your hair. So it's kind of cool. So I had these, I was glad. One thing to never leave home without is a Sharpie. I bring several when I travel, especially on a Disney or Universal trip. We use them a million times, including to write phone numbers on the arms of the little guys that were traveling with us in case they got lost. So I always have a Sharpie, and I keep one here, and I also keep one in my fanny pack that I'll show you in a minute. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is my vitamin container. It packs up nice and small, and I like it because it holds a ton. Brush. These are disposable face cleaning cloths. So I usually bring a couple of these, and those are nice to travel with so that I don't have to use the washcloths in a home or a hotel. And with the toiletries, I always bring, whether I'm staying at a hotel or a rental house or even a cruise ship, I always bring some Tide Pods for laundry. In this case, we only packed enough clothes for about a third of the way through the trip, knowing that we would do laundry at least twice, and we did. But even if there's no washing machine, I like to bring these in case there's a catastrophe. You can always wash clothes in the bathtub. And a shower cap so that you can shower really easily, and especially for girls, without having to wash your hair every time you shower. It's a little thing, but it makes a big difference. In terms of packing, a few things that we like to use are packing pods or packing squares. These were not very expensive, and we've had them for years and years. And what I like is that each member of our family gets their own color. So Priya had light pink, I had dark pink, and then there's various sizes all linked to these. But this makes it really easy to share 1 or 2 big suitcases when you have a family of 10. Everybody just gets a large packing pod and everything they have goes in there. We also always like to bring folding duffel. This folds up to almost nothing. We will always have this for a few reasons. Number one, if our suitcase is overweight at the airport, now we have an easy duffel that we can just throw a few things in and bring as a carry-on. Number 2, we use this at the beach to carry all of our towels and all of that kind of stuff. And number 3, we have had a situation before where our suitcase completely broke on a trip and we didn't want to buy a new one, and we were really happy that we had a duffel that we could use instead. So we always bring a folding duffel. Another thing that I always bring when traveling with kids or not is a big dirty clothes bag. This is just a drawstring bag. It's really lightweight, and this is how we bring home all of our dirty clothes or store our dirty clothes to wash while we're on the trip. This is a really super big one. We also have this guy that's much smaller, but I like the big one if I'm being honest. Here's something that I didn't bring and I really wish I had. Normally, if we are doing a road trip or staying at a hotel, we will always bring our own microfiber towels for the beach because the hotel rarely will let you take their hotel towels to the beach. In this case, we were at a rental and we thought that they would have beach towels, but they really didn't have very many. So I wish I would have brought this. These roll up really small. They dry super fast. And one thing I love is sand does not stick to them. So even if you end up not using it as a towel, you can lay it out. And this is an extra large one. And it works great as a beach blanket, a picnic blanket. I also wish that I would have brought this to Universal because we rode on a ride that we thought we'd maybe get splashed, maybe a little bit wet. No, we got so wet on this ride. We were completely drenched as if we jumped into a pool. We were pouring water out of our shoes and we were wet until the end of the day. It took a full 2 days for my shoes to dry. So I would have given anything to have a towel like this at the park. So next time I will not leave home without this, and I will absolutely bring it everywhere I go. Oh, we got wet. This is random, but one thing we do is we bring our own glow sticks when we go to Disneyland, Disney World, or Universal. You can of course buy these when you get there. You don't have to travel with them, but just a little hack in general is bring your own, because at night when they do the parades and the lights go out at the parks, all the cool glowy things and swords are so expensive and the kids want to have fun. So we like to bring glow sticks because they're an inexpensive way to get in on the glowing fun for a fraction of the price. So whenever we travel on a plane or on a road trip, doesn't matter where, we will bring a refillable insulated water bottle for every person in the family. We just carry them empty until we get through security, and then we fill them up with water at the airport. We use them throughout the entire trip. With it being insulated, it keeps water cold and the kids will be much more likely to drink them. And what we like to do is try to find a size that will fit into the pockets of the kids' backpacks. But this is a big one. Always travel with a refillable water bottle. This one's mine. Ain't she cute? I like to bring this little electronics case where I keep extra cords and adapters, things like that. Just throw it in the suitcase or in my backpack. This is really handy. Bubba always brings this on trips. It's a wet bag. This is a handy way to keep things dry or to keep wet things away from dry things when you travel. Since we were going to the beach, he brought this and it was great because we just put all of our electronics in it at the beach to keep the sand and the water off, and then just threw it inside this bag so we didn't have to worry about anything getting wet or sandy or gross in this huge bag. This is another travel must-have, especially with kids, is this multi-port charger. It only takes one plug in the wall, but can charge up to 6 devices at once. This is a must-have. I actually just use this on my nightstand every night anyway, but when traveling, this is a game changer. And another thing we always travel with is a Bluetooth speaker. This is a big one. We do not always bring one that's this big. I actually have some itty bitty tiny ones that just fit into a pocket on my bag. But since we were going to the beach and the pool, we brought this one and we were so glad we did. We had a lot of fun with it on our 3 different beach or pool days. We also used it at the rental house to have some dance parties and it was super fun. And then I always like to travel with some first aid. Here's some Band-Aids, Neosporin, and then just a variety of medicines, allergy meds, tummy medicines, allergy eye drops, ibuprofen, just a few handy things that you or your kids could need at any time. Now let's talk about the airplane. What we do is we have every child pack one backpack, and that is their responsibility. And we tell them anything you bring has to fit inside this backpack. We try to keep it pretty light, honestly. Back in the day, we used to bring all these like sticker books and coloring things and this and that, which sometimes those come in handy, but anymore, even for a 4-hour plane flight, our kids really just need an iPad and a Kindle and they're set. So in their bag, they typically just have headphones, a tablet, and these were actually really inexpensive. We bought them Black Friday one year. These are just Android tablets that don't cost much at all. We just fill them full of downloaded movies and some games. Prime Day this year, I got myself and my kids Kindles, and we have Amazon Kids, which they can download unlimited books on here, and that was a total lifesaver. And it really cut down a ton on what we needed to pack in their bag. So this is about it. We also have them bring a charging cord so they can charge it on the plane if needed. Talking about electronics, one of the things I never leave home without are portable chargers. And yes, we brought 4 on this trip. Here's 3 of the 4. Because if you're on an airplane, you have a long flight ahead of you and your child's tablet dies, that is no fun. These are my 3 favorites. I like this one because I can charge my watch, my Apple Watch, which seems to die all the time. And it has the cord plugged right in, 2 different types. So I like that one. This one I love because it plugs right into the wall and the power lasts forever. It also has the iPhone cord. And this one is handy because it has lots of different cord options, USB, iPhone, and even this little doohickey up there. All 3 of these last for multiple charges on multiple devices. It's really impressive. Also, when it comes to electronics, we make sure that every child on our trip has some way for us to contact them if we get separated or if they're old enough to go off on their own at the parks. We use Gab. Our kids, we don't feel are old enough for iPhones yet. So these are just Gab devices. They're trainer phones for kids. I have an affiliate discount code. They're awesome. So our 3 younger kids use the watches and our 2 older kids have phones, though sometimes they actually prefer the watches. It is a game changer for being able to contact each other. If you don't have or don't want personal devices for your kids somewhere where phones don't work, like on a cruise ship or in a different country, then we will bring walkie-talkies and make sure that the kids have them on lanyards around their necks so that we can reach them at any time. For my 3 older kids, we made sure that they each had a belt bag. Yes, even our boys wore these belt bags, and it was a really great way for them to keep their phones or their Kindles handy and not lose them. My daughter Priya, who gets pretty bored, she brought her Kindle into the Disney parks and Universal parks and just kept it here in her fanny pack so she was able to read a book in line, which helped her pass the time on those really long waits. And then myself too, this is mine. I have a number of them. In here, I always keep, like I said, a Sharpie, always, sometimes even two. My lip mask that I absolutely cannot live without. If I were crashed on an island, it could only have two things. It would be a Sharpie and my lip mask. I'm just saying right now. My AirPods, small hand sanitizer, especially when at the park because you're touching everything. Drink mixes because I can't live without them. I want to stay hydrated. Gum, a pen, and a few other random things. Also sunglasses. I always bring 2 pairs with me on a trip. Both of them can fit in here and I leave them in my carry-on bag. I will also always just keep 1 pair in here at the parks. No, I'm not worried about them scratching because they're very inexpensive and they actually are super hardy, though you could put them in one of those really soft sleeve cases and fit it in here. I just didn't have one on this trip. My personal carry-on bag, a number of things. Like I said, I carry my external charger. I've got my Bose headphones for the plane, my Kindle. When I travel, I never leave home without a big stash of drink mixes. I'm telling you guys, I don't drink plain water, but I drink a lot of water, but it's gotta have flavor in it. And it's gotta be clean, yummy flavor. I keep a candy stash to keep kids happy in line at Disneyland, which I'm telling you right now, parents, suckers are your best friend. Just buy a huge box of suckers. We did a Walmart delivery that delivered groceries to our rental house the night that we arrived, and I got the biggest box of suckers that I could find. Trust me, it will save you at the parks when you've got long wait times or a lot of time in the car. Suckers. I love bringing this eye mask. It's elevated so it doesn't actually touch your eyes. Helps me sleep on a plane. My collagen. I usually just keep my makeup bag in here and take it on the plane with me. My water bottle. Also, wet wipes. I don't have babies anymore. All of my kids are potty trained, but I will never ever leave home without a pack of wet wipes. This thing was brand new full. We went through probably at least half of it. Sticky hands, wiping something clean, spills in the car, napkins, you use them for a million reasons. I can't go on a plane without a neck pillow because I just can't sleep without it. I really like this one because it's flat versus the ones that are rounded. With it being flat, it allows you to rest your head flat against the chair rather than tipping your chair forward because it's rounded. So this was given to me and I really do love this. So I bring a neck pillow and we have some inexpensive neck pillows that our kids usually bring too. They didn't on this trip. They do come in handy, especially for red eyes or late flights. Last but not least, honorable mention because I don't have them here to show, but number 1, a stroller. The youngest child that I brought on this trip was a 7-year-old. Is she old enough to walk herself? Absolutely. Did we bring a stroller anyway? Absolutely. For us going to Disney World and Universal, a stroller is a must. It's for your snacks and your water bottles and your hoodies and your lunch bags and your souvenirs and all the things you accumulate during the day and don't want to carry, put them in a stroller. Also, because when you're in line, a lot of times they won't let you have your lunch bags or your backpacks with you in line and you need a place to put them. So rather than renting lockers, we pile them in the stroller and park them in stroller parking, and it is so nice. And inevitably, there's always one kid or another that ends up falling asleep by the end of the night, so it is handy to have somewhere for them to curl up and tucker out. And my last must-have, which seems really funny, but it's a pop-up hamper. I cannot travel without it. We use it to collect all of our shoes. At a hotel or a rental house, we usually bring at least 2 pairs of shoes. In this case, each of us brought a pair of sandals and 1 pair of closed-toed walking shoes. So that's 14 pairs of shoes. It's really nice to have a basket by the front door to collect all those things, or you could take it to the beach and use it to hold your beach toys or your towels. You could use it in the car to hold all your snacks. There's a million uses, but I love it because it folds up small and fits right in the suitcase and takes up absolutely no space at all. There you go. That's what we packed. What do you think? What did I miss? I'm sure there are things that I missed. Tell me what you want to see next in the comments. Tell me what your packing must-haves are in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. New video every Thursday. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Go for it. Go for it. Mom's waking up.